It had been a pretty quiet evening so far. Nothing planned, nowhere to be. Just me in the van, mindlessly doom scrolling on my phone. I'd been thinking about adding a bookstore to Wiyoh Falls for a while now. It felt like a nice change of pace from the motel and gas station I'd been working on lately. And somehow, tonight felt like the right time to finally start. And well, I guess that means we're building a bookstore today. Or more specifically, the Heritage Bookstore. To start, I created a stone slab extended from the sidewalk to fill the uncovered part of the lot. Since the building would sit on the corner of the main street, the existing pavement didn't cover enough of the area. It'll make more sense in a minute when I show you the finished results. Really, it wasn't anything too complicated. Just two sidewalk sections stitched together to make a square, then remapped to make them as generic and therefore as modular as possible. Here's how I use it. So I cleared the pine trees I had put in as placeholders to make the area feel more alive before we start adding the buildings. Then I added 4 of the slabs I created and rotated them around so they wouldn't look all the same. Looks decent. Oh, and I couldn't resist adding a certain little prop we already modeled in a previous video. Okay, it's very basic for now, but I feel like the foundations are there. Now we just need to add the bookstore. So, while you're watching me model this thing, let me introduce you to the place. The Heritage Bookstore is one of the crown jewels of Wiyoh Falls. I want the building to feel elegant, charming, and well-maintained. Situated on the corner of Founder Street and Heritage Avenue, it's one of the finest little shops in town. Everybody loves it. At first glance, you might be wondering why the hell I'm taking so long just to create a box with weirdly placed loops all around it. Well, I don't know, I guess I was just defining where the first and second floors, as well as the roof would be. And just like that, here's the basic shape, ladies and gents. Some people told me to remove other meshes from my scene while I model, because it was bothering them. While I understand the feeling, there's actually a reason why I work this way. Turns out it's all about proportions. When you're building a whole environment, every element needs to feel like it belongs in the same space. Having those references around helps me keep the scale, spacing, and proportions consistent. That's pretty jazzy. I like it. Just like the first wall section, I ripped the door, windows, and pretty much everything else I needed from the angler's hook. They were already the right size anyway. I decided not to go too crazy with the second floor windows, just to leave some room for vines, a sign, or whatever else I might want to add later. Or maybe just to let the scene breathe a little more. I then added the display windows on the first floor. At this point in the build, I was really just experimenting, not entirely sure where things were going. I guess sometimes you just have to trust your skills and the process. The snapping tool doesn't always like to cooperate. Honestly, it's like trying to tame a wild horse. I then decided it was time to give a little more love to the overall facade by adding a few pillars on the corners. And oh boy, not a single angle in this section was calculated. This section was built entirely on vibes and blind confidence. Just like that, it was time to start texturing. I'll spare you the boring unwrapping process and the smoothing groups. Unless you're into that kind of thing. In which case, I recommend watching my video called Chill Vending Machine Modeling Session, my full workflow. It goes through my full workflow. So, after slapping on the brick texture, I added some decorative trim around the roofline to give it a bit more character. I then added a nice door and window texture that gives the bookstore a warm and inviting feel. Honestly, the more I textured, the more reassured I felt, because I could clearly see the build going in the right direction. This is what I call the beauty pass. It's the moment in a 3D workflow where all the technical stuff is done. The shape is locked in, and all that's left is to breathe life into the mesh. Almost like painting. Well, let's give the roof some love as well. You never know when you might need a rooftop shot for a dramatic character reveal, a sunset scene, or when I decide to make a completely unnecessary cinematic moment. This little detail here was unexpected. It's actually part of the roof trim, but I used it in a way that makes it look like a two-color brick pattern. Happy accidents, right? The building might look very brown at the moment, but we'll use other props later on to break that up. Rest assured. The last part, and one of the most fun ones, was adding those little decals of grime and dirt. Not too much though. Like I said, I want the shop to look relatively clean. But at the end of the day, it's still an old place. Oh, looks great. And after spending way too much time fussing over those tiny adjustments, here's how it looks. At this point, I'm really happy with how the building is turning out. The bookstore itself is pretty much there, but this is just the foundation for this video. What I want to do next is add small details and props that'll really help bring the scene to life. Let's start with some props we modeled ages ago. Electrical poles all around the place. Not sure if we're gonna keep them, because I rarely see electrical poles on main streets in my references. They're usually buried or something, but for now they're dressing up the scene quite nicely. Pure magic. Now for some random generic bushes. They add some depth and a bit of color to the front of the store. I really like them. AC units, because empty walls are suspicious. Some missing posters here to add to the Wiyoh Falls lore and spark some more speculation in the comment section. A dumpster. Even a fancy bookstore has garbage. I even added a wooden fence I ripped straight from the gas station. It helps conceal the alley and preserve the beauty of the front of the building. Oh, and vines, of course. They're like gut rays, an environment artist's best friend. The placement looks somewhat realistic. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Just two little whirly birds here. It's not much, but it's honest work. Alright, let's hook up the power now. And add a random soda can here, because why not? Welcome back to Blender. Our object bank is getting bigger over time, but clearly it's still missing a lot. Let's wrap up this video by modeling some more of them. First, I grabbed a piece of awning from the Wiyoh grill and retextured it to fit the bookstore. I was going for a nice white and green at first, but I figured that with the bushes and the pine trees in the background, we already had a lot of green, so I swapped it for a nice navy blue. By the way, you amazing people, if you haven't subscribed, liked the video and all that good stuff, please consider doing so. It helps me out immensely. I also have a Patreon if you're interested in supporting me even more. The link's in the description, of course. I also modeled a big HVAC unit for the roof. I thought the two little mushroom thingies weren't enough to dress it up properly. I also plan to create a modular ventilation kit and a pipe kit as well, with a lot of little pieces. It would add so much to the environments, but I think that's going to be for another time. For now, I'm just busy creating the buildings on the main street. And maybe some characters as well. Like, who owns the bookstore? What does it look like inside? So much to do, so little time, huh? Well, one thing is certain. I have plenty of ideas. And this project isn't going anywhere. Once I was happy with the overall shape, I moved on to, you guessed it, texturing. I think you guys know the drill by now. For those of you wondering, this texture sheet is already packed with stuff because I like organizing my textures by theme. Keeping draw calls low is really important, especially for a scene like this where I plan to build a lot more buildings. This one is for exterior utility props. I gathered a bunch of small generic labels to add some variety, while keeping the asset reusable if I need to place multiple ones close together. Like this one. And there it is, ready to be used on any rooftop. Next, I simply retextured a light fixture with a black metal finish, just so it would look more appropriate on the bookstore. Quick and simple remapping, ladies and gents. And last but not least, the finishing touch, the 2 signs for the Heritage Bookstore itself. A small one on the side and a larger one out front. I had a lot of fun with those props. They're the kind of assets that give a place meaning and character. And quite frankly, they wrapped up this week's project pretty nicely. It felt like a victory lap, you know? Just like the awning, it started off as a beautiful forest green, but ended up navy blue as well. Just a little chamfer on the corners here. And we slap a custom texture on the side, announcing the bookstore. Let's place the props we just made in the scene. Honestly, I'm extremely proud of this build. I feel like I've learned so much over the past year. I'm tempted to go back and fix some older builds I don't like as much, but I think it's a better idea to keep moving forward. Oh, look at this. The final piece of the puzzle. Here's the final result. I think that's it for now. To everyone supporting me on Patreon, thank you for helping make all of this possible. And to everyone watching, thank you for coming along for the ride. If you're new here, I'm building an entire town from scratch, one building at a time, and we're only getting started. There's still a lot of Wiyoh Falls left to build, and I'd love to have you along for the journey. But for now, I'd say we did some good work. Good night. And I'll see you next time.